Next, I'll talk about my credentials. I'm not super fun about me talking about myself, so this is rather short, and I'll have another video that goes more deeply into many of the things that I've done in my lifetime, which is a lot of odd things. It's fun, but just first of all, I'm a paid regular at the Comedy Store. As far as I know, I still am, even though I haven't performed there in years. My name's on the wall. Just go to the Comedy Store. You'll see my name down there and stuff. And I got that, a while back. And but as far as I know, I'm still a paid regular. I've just retired from stand-up. Next is teaching stand-up comedy. I was the first stand-up comedy school in the world. I started in 1982. Wow, there was a class here and there, but not a school, not a full-blown school with books and curriculums and a process for you to actually learn step by step the things you need to do to become a stand-up comedian. Here are some of the places that I've taught. I've taught at the Improv. I taught at the Comedy Store in Hollywood and La Jolla and San Jose. The Comedy Nest in Montreal. I taught there, did a big, huge weekend there. That was a whole lot of fun. Here in town, I did the Ha Ha Cafe, had a school running there for a while, as well as the Comedy Chateau. So those are the things I've done over the years. I mean, I've been teaching for over 40 years now. So hopefully I've learned a few things about how to take this knowledge and give it to you. Also, I'm a part of the International Society of Humor Studies, that's about 5,000 PhDs all over the world, and me. I'm like the blue collar humor theorist. They do a lot of comedy research. And by the way, they are really funny people, by the way. Yet they do research for academics. So a lot of their stuff isn't practical in the real world. My stuff has to be. That's why they asked me to come and teach at the World Humor Conferences. I've been to four major ones, and a lot of others they've invited me, and I couldn't make it because it was in other parts of the world. So I usually do the ones here in the US. Also, I worked with Tony Robbins for about 8 months, I would say. It was a great experience. I was his personal assistant for a while. Okay, and if you know anything about what he teaches, which is NLP, I'm an NLP master practitioner and master trainer certified. And also, along with Tony, I did a 30-foot fire walk. Great metaphor, because you think you can't do it, and you can. That's the big teaching is, oh my goodness, I can't possibly do that. And then when you do it, you kind of go, well, what else in the world do I think I can't do? And I can really do it, except for my mind is holding me back. Powerful. Next is my alumni. How many people I can't cover them all. It literally goes, let me cover a few. First of all, Whoopi Goldberg, I trained her back in the day, and she just said, I studied with Greg Dean, and look where I am today. That was one of my students didn't believe me and wrote her, and she wrote him back. Anthony Jeselnik, he was dark, and he said, okay, now if it's honest, yeah, that's who you really are, that's fine. And he said, I learned joke writing from the best. Sherry Shepard, she's one of my students as well. She's done really well, has a lot of major television shows, performs all over with a lot of my other students. Like I saw recently, they were on the same bill was Christina P. She goes by Christina Pajitsky. She's got Netflix special, Mother Inferior, and Your Mom's Home podcast with her husband, Tom Segura. I took a comedy class, which was mine, and I fell in love with it, which is the class and stand-up comedy. So I could go on for quite a while, yet I think point's been made, I think, here. Next is my books. My main book is Step by Step to Stand-Up Comedy. I put it out in 2000 and then updated it in 2018. You can get it in paperback, ebook, and audiobook, which I recorded myself. I actually did it, and I learned something. I'll never do that again because I'm slightly dyslexic. And so I start reading, and the words aren't the ones I'm reading are not the ones on the paper. But I got through it, and I did it, and it turned out quite well, I thought. Also, it's in 5 languages, Mandarin Chinese, simple and complex. Vietnamese, French, Spanish, and people are still writing to want to turn to. There's a reason for this. Because of course they change the language, and they also have to change the jokes, because sometimes jokes are cultural. Some of them work across cultures and some of them don't, so they got to replace them. But they never replace, okay, the techniques that I've outlined, the structures like joke structure, okay, or the processes, the joke writing processes, the rehearsal process, all of the things that I put into this book. They keep all those because those are the fundamentals for stand-up comedy. And I guess they had a chance to publish a lot of American books, but they keep choosing me, I think, because my book is a book of techniques. I loved it when I first published it. People would say, it's very technical. It's a very technical book. And I said, yes, it's a book of techniques. Oh, well. There's also my workbooks, okay? So you can kind of parse up the different parts of all these amazing amount of techniques that you're going to learn, which is, one is how to write joke, probably the one that's out there. And there's actually a lot of classes being taught off of this one as well around the world, I think. How to improve jokes and routines, that's the second most popular because people want to improve those. And then pretty much running in there is how to remember jokes naturally. I think one of my best books. People really have to get in and read it, understand the rehearsal process and all. How to be a funnier performer, a lot of suggestions and things for that, things to help you with the performing. And the last one's how to get the experience, how to get out there and get the experience so you can go out and become a professional comedian, which I think is the goal.